Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Ash, and it is currently Sunday. The West Ham Brighton game is coming to the end. There's like a minute left of injury time. It's 1-1 at the moment. I hope you guys have all had a great weekend, enjoyed watching football or whatever you've been up to. But I thought I'll talk a little bit about the Premier League, some stuff that's come out to do with Liverpool, what Arne Slot's been saying. So basically, Arne Slot has came out. There was a question posed to him about Alexander Isak not having big enough chances created for him. And he basically said it's obvious and clear that we do not have a profile of Jacob Murphy, for example, that is available at this moment in time. That's obviously, it's, do you know what? I take that as a good thing because it shows recognition of how good Jacob Murphy's been for us. I respect that. But obviously, it also, I think, has a bit of a dig at Mohamed Salah. Which we'll get into. Obviously, we'll do some comments these come out, which at first when I saw these comments in this video, I thought it was AI generated. I could not believe it. It was actually real. But we'll just go quickly into Isak's stats very quick. So 8 appearances this season, started 6. He's played the average of 62 minutes a game per game. So you can take that as you will. He's got an XG of 2 and he's only scored 1. XG, typically how you see XG, better players normally score higher than their XG because they have more quality, means they're more likely to score the harder goals. XG kind of is a broad is a metric that's used across the whole of the game. So normally you'll see like the likes of Haaland. Say if I type in Haaland, I will presume will have more goals than XG. If he isn't, I'm just going to look an absolute donut. Season. There you go. So there, 15 goals, 14 XG. Thank God that proved me right. But that in essence is sort of how it goes. You normally have more goals than your XG, the better the player you are. So some underlying metrics that are been a bit of a problem. He's got 15 touches per game, which, like I said, that's very low for a striker. You can see his heat map is kind of all over the place. This is from shooting left to right. So he's obviously got some defensive touches that have been included in that. And then he's had to come a bit deeper to get the ball. A lot of these touches, especially like on the left, is not where you'd want Isak to have the ball. This is obviously a generic heat map across the 8 games he's played. You can break it down to each game, but as you can see, this is all of his heat map across the entire season so far. Very bad. He's got 1 assist with very low expected assists. So at the end of the day, he isn't getting involved in the game. Big chances created 1, like key passes 0.3. It's absolutely terrible stats. He's missed 5 big chances. That's really bad. Yeah, he's a player that's devoid of any sort of motivation, confidence. He needs to be able to get some form. But then again, that goes down to the whole of the Liverpool teams in the same situation. So we're going to go into Mo Salah's comments because, like I said, he did a bit, as you can see, done from here. Obviously, we can't go through the video because I don't want to get copyrighted or anything. I might be able to, I don't know. But we'll just talk roughly about what he said. So these are direct quotes from Mo Salah. I've said many times I have a good relationship with the manager, and then all of a sudden we don't have a relationship anymore, and I don't know why. This, typically with a manager, will probably have something like that. They'll put on a front to be like the good, and then it'll all build up to something, and then it'll just be a problem. I'm sitting on the bench, and I don't know why. It's very clear someone wants me to take all the blame. I don't fully agree with this. I think Arne Slot has the right to try different sort of things. Mo Salah hasn't been the same as what he was last season, but he's also not been terrible. I think it's fine if he wants to try some different stuff. I am surprised he's kept Mo Salah off for so long, but we'll see if he feels like being thrown on the bus. I'm very disappointed. I've done so much for this club. I don't think I'm the problem. I called my mum and dad and told them to come to the final game. Doesn't matter if I play or not. I'm going to enjoy it. But he basically, I don't know, is one of the comments here. No, he basically said when it was around this comment here where he says, I'm very disappointed. I've done so much for this club. I don't think I'm the problem. He also, saying that, he also said about that he should be starting games and stuff for how much he's done, which I don't fully agree with. Every single player should be showing above and beyond to be able to. They have the right to work for their place. No one has a given right, no matter how much they've done. Mo Salah's just had a contract a bonus, so he's just had a brand new contract. So I wouldn't say they're trying to kick him out of the club, because they've just given him a massive contract extension with a big pay rise. I don't think that's it. I think he just needs to kind of focus on and kick on a bit. I don't see it being a massive issue. Him coming out publicly is a bit of a problem, because it makes Arne Slot Arne Slot is not in a good position here, because if he leaves him out the next game, there's going to be everyone going on the back of him, and obviously the players are going to see this, and a lot of them will be on Salah's side, because Salah's been a massive key figure for Liverpool under Klopp for years. And obviously they won the Premier League last season. So Arne Slot, no matter what, if he leaves them out, it's going to be causing problems. If he decides to put him in, it'll look like, oh, he just gave in to what Mo Salah's saying. So a bit of player power. Not a big fan of this, but I'm surprised Slot is still in. But I think it just goes to show what's going on in the dressing room. Bit of problems. As you can see here, these are just some goals and assists of what Salah's done for the past few years. Absolute crazy numbers. Crazy numbers, as you can see. It was the last season that was obviously the crazy one when they won. 34 goals, 23 assists. This will be all competitions, because he didn't have that many in the Prem. But absolutely unbelievable numbers that he's been putting out. Like, if we come onto here, we'll have a quick look of how he's done this season. So this season, as you see here, 13 appearances, started 12 games, been on for basically all the time. 4 goals. So it's not exactly like he's being clinical and all stuff like that, but he's not being the same player as what he used to be. Normally he would like run past, and obviously there's a question, has his legs gone a bit? I don't think it's that. I think the entire Liverpool team is just really going through a bad patch at the moment. Salah's clearly being devoid of goals, which, of course, say if you look at City, if Haaland stops scoring, the questions will be on Haaland. It's just what it happens when they're the figurehead of the team. Is what it is. I do think he has a right to be able to probably be starting more games. But then at the same time, if Liverpool then starts winning when he's not in it, they'll be like, oh, well, that's why. But no, I think they need to rotate. Salah needs to try and get his head back into where he normally is, because like his recent season was astronomically crazy. But yeah, I mean, as you can see from here, just look at that. He's a goal machine and assist machine. He's an unbelievable asset, especially after you've just given him a salary bump. But either way, we're going to go on to a bit of a transfer talk. I wanted to get my 2 cents in about that, because obviously Arne Slot spoke a bit about Jacob Murphy and Newcastle and stuff like that, and he blamed Isak not being trained and ready for them before. So yeah, I think they do have a person that's like Jacob Murphy. It is Mo Salah, but he's not quite at the same pace at the moment. But we'll see how he goes. I do think he'll get back on it. Right, so we're going to go through some transfers ins and out, which could be looking at January. So here's going to be a big one. So Frankfurt, obviously, Will Asula nearly went to Frankfurt on transfer deadline day back in August, but basically it was just too late, so it kind of fell through. It was going to be £30 million, that one. So it's looking like in January, sorry, Eintracht Frankfurt wants to loan Asula with a purchase option. I presume we'll probably put with an obligation to buy. I would presume is how it would go. But they're considering doing a loan fee of €3 million, which is basically just paying his salary for that the rest of the year, and a purchase option of €20 million. I'd imagine we would probably say £20 million. They were talking about £30 million in August, but we'll see how it goes. Obviously, Newcastle hasn't agreed anything on this yet, but it'll be interesting because, especially with having Wissa back and having Volta-Marda at full fitness, firing. Johan Wissa, obviously, like I said, came off the bench, and he will look to be getting his match fitness back. Will Asula will basically not be playing with that. So, yeah, I think that'll be a good option for him. If we have the ability to get a buyback clause or sell-on clause after that, that would be great, because I think he still has the potential to kick on. he is. I'm still a fan of Will Asula. I like him. He's got a lot of pace. He's just missing the clinical edge that he needs more match day fitness for. So, and then rumoured arrivals, again, talking about Samu from Porto. This was, again, someone that I said that I was very much looking forward to. I don't know necessarily why we're so heavily linked with him right now, because Wissa and Voltamada is obviously our main strikers, and we're probably not going to need someone. We're not going to be able to splash another like £80 million or something on another centre forward, unless it gets to this time next year, then possibly, because I'm pretty sure Wissa's only on a 2-year contract, I think, that he got put on. But yeah, I don't see that happening. And then obviously there's rumours about Igor Thiago, which he's been absolutely smashing it out at Brentford, nearly got 1 goal per game. He's looked absolutely amazing. Brentford just keep on doing this thing. It also says here, Club Brugge has got a 12.5% resale percentage on whatever he gets sold for, which could be great for Club Brugge, because I would imagine if he goes to any team in the Premier League, he's going to go for quite a lot of money. He's been absolutely slapping goals in. I don't understand how Brentford does it. They always seem to just find these and find these talents and bring them to the forefront. But one of the main things that kind of intrigued me was this one, the Kobbie Mainoo. Evidently, Ruben Amorim has not been a fan of him. I think it's because Ruben Amorim, because Kobbie Mainoo is a bit more of a technical player, and I don't think that's Ruben Amorim's style, which I think every single Man United player wants him to start, wants him to be on the pitch. No one really can understand why. I can't either, to be honest. But if we can manage to get him on on a loan with an option to buy, that would be absolutely amazing, and I would love to have that. He would strengthen our midfield 100%. He's a very versatile player. He has the ability to play sort of like an 8, a box-to-box 6. He can even sometimes push on a bit further up the pitch. I wouldn't necessarily to say be a 10, but he has the ability to between the lines of that. So yeah, look, I would be a big fan of if we could manage to get him on a loan deal, but I don't know if we can. I feel like well, for me personally, it all depends on what Ruben Amorim's plans are. If he doesn't have plans for him, we might be able to get it. But I do feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be looking at Kobbie Mainoo as a potential option. Obviously, I would love to have Elliot Anderson back, but I think he's going to be going for 100+ million, which I don't blame him. He's been absolutely sensational. Potentially the best sort of like 6/ he has the potential to be an 8. He's got legs so he can run up and down, but he's got great defensive attributes. I would love for him to have Elliot Anderson back, but yeah, he's absolutely amazing. And then there was also rumours about James Trafford. So the James Trafford deal is an interesting one to me, because obviously we tried to get him, and ended up going to Man City, and then they got Gigi Donnarumma, so he's just like not being played at all. It would, if we would get him, it would mean that I would presume we would be selling Nick Pope, and then we would have 2 a bit more younger goalkeepers with James Trafford and Ramsdale. I'm not opposed to it, but I wouldn't mind that, actually. If we had, say, Nick Pope starting, not Nick Pope, sorry, Ramsdale starting, because he's looked good. I've liked Ramsdale. I liked him when he was at Arsenal. So I wouldn't be opposed to that. I'm not sure if that's actually what would happen, if I'm going to be honest. But either way, guys, I'm going to keep on having a look at sort of transfers and keep you updated when it gets closer to January. Like I said, I hope you all have an amazing, amazing holiday and the rest of your weekend, whatever you get up to. So that's enough from me. Like I said, I thought I would just have a quick touch of this because I thought it was quite ironic after he slated us as a club and then says how good Jacob Murphy is. Yep, Jacob Murphy is sensational. But yeah, guys, much love, and I will see you guys on probably the football terrace next and then make my own videos. So, peace.